Coming up in the news, Grenada outlines ambitious tourism agenda at Caribbean Tourism Week in New York recently. And CAIPO hosts seminar on the Madrid Protocol to strengthen trademark protection in Grenada. Details of these stories and more, plus a look at news in the region when we return.
Greetings to the Grenadian diaspora in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, the Caribbean, and as far as Africa. Today, I address you as the Minister responsible for tourism, the creative economy, and culture. But I also address you as a proud son of the soil. I invite the Grenadian diaspora to the Homecoming events 2026. We no longer think of you as providers of remittances. We believe that you have much more to offer. We want a partnership with you in the progress of our nation. We want you to be part of the investment scenario in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. So I beg you, come with your ideas, come with your love, come with your passion, and help us to build this beautiful country of ours. Today, these 2 weeks that we are talking about, you will enjoy the music, you will enjoy the cuisines, you will enjoy our scenery. We have a lot to offer. It is a time to reconnect with your culture, your heritage, with the people that you have left so long. We want you to be part and parcel of the whole development process. So I invite you to come home to the Diaspora Homecoming 2026. And I also invite you to visit our website, www.homecoming.gd, and register today. Get ready to be part of this great event, the Grenadian Diaspora 2026.
Welcome back with the details of the GIS news for Friday, June 5th. I am Rikisha St. Louis. Grenada has outlined an ambitious tourism agenda for the next 12 to 24 months aimed at increasing visitor arrivals and spending, enhancing tourism sites, expanding community tourism initiatives, strengthening digital marketing, supporting sustainable investment, and building stronger regional and international partnerships. Addressing the Caribbean Tourism Organization's Caribbean Week in New York, Minister for Tourism, the Creative Economy and Culture, Honorable Adrian Thomas, reaffirmed Grenada's commitment to building a tourism industry that delivers meaningful benefits to communities while positioning the destination for long-term growth. He said this will be done through strengthening airlift, improving market presence, enhancing visitor experience, and positioning the country as one of the safest, most authentic, and most naturally beautiful destinations in the Caribbean. Improvements, he said, will focus on access, signage, interpretation, visitor amenities, digital visibility, safety, and greater community participation, ensuring visitors enjoy a high-quality and authentic Grenadian experience. Recognizing culture as the foundation of the visitor experience, Minister Thomas added that Grenada is also strengthening the connection between tourism, culture, and the creative economy to create more opportunities for artists, musicians, chefs, farmers, fisherfolk, craft vendors, tour guides, taxi operators, and young entrepreneurs to benefit from tourism growth. Figures from the Grenada Tourism Authority highlight 178,020 stay-over visitors in 2023, representing a 34% increase over 2022 and a 9% increase over pre-pandemic 2019 levels. Cruise tourism also experienced a strong rebound in 2023, recording 305,627 passengers and 200 cruise calls, while yacht arrivals grew by 18% to 20,758 visitors. The positive momentum has continued in 2026, with GTA data showing significant increases in stay-over arrivals compared with the corresponding period in 2025. Beacon Junior School emerged as the winner of the 2026 Language Buzz competition held on Friday, May 29th at the Grenada Trade Center Annex. Beacon Junior School also won Best Narrative and Best Oral Reading in the competition, while Best Persuasive Dialogue went to Grand Roy Government School. Language Buzz, sponsored by the Ministry of Education and Macmillan Education Caribbean, began in 2017 to assess the English language skills of primary school students in grades 4 to 6. Serana Mitchell has more.
Whoosh! Whistled the violent wind in Good Hope Valley. Claire, an intelligent and brave 13-year-old girl, and Billy, a shy and short 12-year-old boy.
7 schools from each district showed off their English language skills in the following categories: creative writing, oral reading, oral quiz, and persuasive dialogue. Beacon Junior School won the competition and took Best Narrative and Best Oral Reading, while Best Persuasive Dialogue went to Grand Roy Government School.
What was preparation like for you for Language Buzz?
Well, it was quite difficult. You had to have a lot of dedication, a lot of zeal, a lot of determination for it.
When you said dedication, define for me dedication. What did you do?
Well, like every day we practice, we read PowerPoints, we just really dedicated ourselves.
It was a lot of hard work, practice, and determination.
It was really fun. It was a lot of practice and all, but it was really fun overall.
And in general, what did you think about today's competition? Easy, hard, how would you say it?
Challenging-ish, but it was moderate. It wasn't easy, but it wasn't that hard either.
Placing second was the Grand Roy Government School.
Mostly it meant representing my school, making my school proud, making my mom especially proud, and just making my whole community proud.
Awesome. So you're from Grand Roy?
Yes, I am.
And in third place was Holy Cross Catholic.
Well, how do you feel?
I feel really proud of myself and my school.
Describe for me the day's competition.
It was very nerve-wracking. I think that we did our best, and I'm proud of ourselves, and it was pretty good, honestly.
Petra George Smith was the head judge of the competition.
We saw some strengths coming out of the students. They exuded confidence, they exuded knowledge of what it is they knew regarding language skills. However, there are just a few areas that we feel that they need to work on, particularly in the writing component. We feel that they need to work on spelling, punctuation, and a bit of sentence structure. In terms of the oral competencies, which is what the persuasive dialogue would have engaged the students in, we felt that a lot of students are not able to speak on their feet without having to prepare. And so we want to encourage teachers, not just at the primary school level, but as we move up the ladder, right, that oral competency has to be something that is encouraged throughout the schools, getting the students to speak on current issues, on topic that affects them, so that they too, when they get out into the world of work or when they get out into society, they are able to express themselves on matters relating to them and society.
Language Buzz is sponsored by Macmillan Education Caribbean and the Ministry of Education. The representative for Macmillan Education Caribbean in Grenada is Dr. Cheryl Bishop.
On behalf of Macmillan Publishers, we are happy to be sponsors of this Language Buzz. We have been for the last couple of years, and we'll continue to sponsor because we believe there is a need for us to pay particular attention to the development of the language process, the English process, because we need to know that our students are developing well in those areas, not just on the writing skills, understanding, yes, the various genres, but being able to use your voice to intonate and to express, because expression is extremely important if we are to be visible on the global stage. And so this is a platform for young children at the primary school level to begin, to position themselves, to posture themselves to write, to speak, to perform. So in other words, the whole delivery process is extremely critical. I just want to say to the students, please, your voice is important. So how we speak, how we express, how we convince the judges, convince the audience of what we are saying is extremely critical.
The 7 schools representing each district in the finals were Beacon Junior, Grand Roy Government, Holy Cross Catholic, St. Joseph's Catholic, Hillsborough Government, Riverside Government, and St. George's Methodist School. The 2026 Language Buzz competition was held on Friday, 29th May at the Grenada Trade Center Annex. Sarana Mitchell reporting.
Thank you, Sorana. Senior ranking officers within the Royal Grenada Police Force this week laid wreaths at the monument in the Sir Eric Matthew Gary Botanical Gardens to honor police officers who died over the past 2 years while in active duty. For the period 2024 to 2026, the RGPF lost 4 officers. The wreath laying ceremony is part of the activities being held to commemorate Police Week 2026. Other activities included a church service on May 31st, a King and Queen show, cricket and football competitions, debate, and an athletic meet. The wreath were laid by Commissioner of Police Randy Connaught, Head of Passport and Immigration Elian Purcell, other senior officers, and family members of the deceased officers. Labour Minister Senator Claudette Joseph says Grenada's accession to the Madrid Protocol is significant in the development of its intellectual property infrastructure. She was speaking during the opening ceremony of the Corporate Affairs and Intellectual Property Office CAIPO seminar on Wednesday. The Madrid Protocol is an international, multilateral, efficient, and cost-effective mechanism that allows trademark owners to seek protection for their trademarks internationally through a single application filed with the International Bureau of the World Intellectual Property Organization. The seminar brought together policymakers, trademark agents, attorneys at law, members of the private sector, and other stakeholders to increase awareness of the Madrid Protocol and its implementation in Grenada following the country's accession to the international treaty. Minister Joseph said that through the protocol, entrepreneurs and exporters will be equipped with the tools needed to safeguard their brands internationally and unlock new growth opportunities.
It is expected to produce new tasks for attorneys. So whereas there might be a little loss in the collection of fees on the registration of trademarks, there are other aspects of the Madrid system that turns out to be quite lucrative for attorneys and trademark agents. And inclusive of these will be, you would find yourself as members of the bar practicing in the registration of trademark or intellectual property law generally, and agents, having from time to time advised members of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce more and other business owners on preparing the international applications and filing through the system. You will also be required to advise clients on the options and, of course, benefits of seeking protection abroad. Grenada's trademark attorneys and agents will also have a new and exciting role in assisting their clients in enforcing their rights in Grenada, responding to refusals, filing oppositions, and initiating cancellations.
She also noted that the Madrid system provides substantial benefits for businesses by simplifying the trademark registration process and reducing the cost associated with securing protection.
Our accession to the Madrid Protocol has further strengthened trademark protection by providing a simpler, more cost-effective registration route. The entry into force of the Madrid Protocol in our jurisdiction has received mixed reactions, with trademark owners generally supportive, while agents, like in other regional jurisdictions, being initially less enthusiastic. However, in recent times, trademark agents have shown greater acceptance of the system.
The seminar was facilitated by representatives of WIPO and featured a presentation by Ms. Lucy Headington-Houghton, Senior Legal Officer within the WIPO's Madrid Legal Division, Brands and Designs sector. She welcomed Grenada to the international process.
The country has joined a truly global system that enables businesses and trademark owners to seek protection for their trademarks overseas through a single filing procedure. This is an important milestone for Grenada, showing the country's commitment to innovation and the protection of intellectual property. We are pleased to welcome Grenada to the Madrid System family, the community, and we look forward to working with you all.
Grenada's accession to the Madrid Protocol forms part of the government's ongoing efforts to modernize the country's intellectual property framework, support innovation, enhance competitiveness, and facilitate access to international markets for local businesses. We'll take a short break. Stay with us.
Hello, Grenada. I am thrilled to share with you the Grenada Tourism Authority's 2026 marketing strategy. Our mission is to position Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique as premier destinations for travelers seeking authentic and enriching experiences. This strategy is dynamic and data-driven, leveraging our unique selling points and emerging travel trends to drive visitor arrivals, boost economic impact, and enhance our destination's competitiveness. In this video series, we'll explore the core pillars and strategic focus areas that will guide us in the coming year. We'll discuss how we plan to tap into key markets, expand into new territories, and ensure that our offerings remain relevant and appealing to travelers from around the world. Stay tuned as we embark on this exciting journey together.
Welcome back. The People's Republic of China continues to pledge its support in strengthening cooperation with Latin America and the Caribbean, with emphasis on the One China policy. A press conference was held on Friday in Beijing, China, in recognition of the first anniversary of the 5 programs that were created to build relations between the government of China and the Latin American and Caribbean countries. We get details from Karine Maureen Alexander, who is in Beijing on an educational exchange program.
It was a year ago at the 4th Ministerial Forum for China and the Community of Latin American and Caribbean States, CELAC, President of the People's Republic of China, Xi Jinping, announced plans to undertake a 5-key program plan that is expected to see a deepening of cooperation between China and Latin American and Caribbean states. These 5 key programs are solidarity, development, civilization, peace, and people-to-people connectivity. Now, 1 year after the official launch, China's Public Diplomacy Association is reporting great success. Billions have been spent by the Chinese government through the Belt and Road initiatives, scholarships, Zone of Peace initiatives, visa-free policies, medical and low-income housing programs. Grenada has been a major beneficiary of the 5 programs where the People's Republic of China has invested in the island's climate resilience infrastructure, healthcare, green energy, and socio-economic development, with investments in numerous community projects and programs. Director General of the Department of Latin American and Caribbean Affairs of the China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Zhang Hun, says China's support to CELAC countries will continue towards enhancing relations to improve common development initiatives. In addition, China will partner with LAC countries on rural revitalization, poverty eradication, hunger relief, and narrowing wealth gaps, continue training local medical personnel, upgrading regional healthcare infrastructure, exchanging development governance experience, and facilitating easier cross-border travel by opening more direct China-LAC air routes.
Reporting from the International Club in Beijing, China, I am Karen Marin Alexander.
Thank you, Karine. The Ministry of Sports is reminding promoters to submit timely applications for consideration ahead of scheduled activities. Assistant Coordinator in the Ministry of Sports, Damian Castle, explained that an application submitted on time allows the contractor of the facility to ensure all amenities are in place for the event. Castle said the reminder is important as the ministry prepares for the influx of applications for the upcoming summer and carnival season. He said the application must be made to the permanent secretary in the ministry and can be emailed or hand-delivered.
So you apply, the application is reviewed, and if the facility is available, the facility would be made available to you. But there are fees associated with all our facilities. So if it is a facility that has the activity requires the application of the fees, then what happens is that we would issue you a pre-booked letter. And in that pre-booked letter, we would give you the necessary details where you can make the payment and you can return the receipt physically, or you can send it to us via email. Once that is done, then you get the approval letter for the use of the facility. And the contractor of the facility is now copied onto that letter. What is important to note is that you having the activity, it is important, and it states that in the letter, that you need to contact the contractor. So you make arrangements with the contractor, so the contractor would know when it is that you want to visit the facility in terms of arrangement.
A timely application, he said, is one done at least 4 weeks before the event is held. Castle also encouraged promoters to do the application before advertising the event.
It is important that you do the application, you get a response from the ministry before you start advertising. Because you don't want to end up in a situation whereby you have the date for your activity, and when you do the application, that date is unavailable. So you do the application at least 4 weeks before, and applications can be done a year before the activity. We accommodate those sort of applications likewise.
The assistant coordinator outlined the available price packages.
We have 3 categories of field. We have major, secondary, and minor. And what you find happening is that they would fall into different shows. So show 1 in the major field, we have a minimum of $5,000 and a maximum of $15,000. In show 2, that's for private promoters. In show 2 for private promoters, we have a minimum of $1,500 to a maximum of $3,500. And the secondary, $1,000, and the minor, $500. The show 3, minimum of 5, maximum of 1,000, 300 and 200 for the secondary and minor. With the major fields now, the major fields are fields that generally can accommodate a 300-meter track, and you have regional cricket and football being played. Those fields normally have amenities, so we're speaking of bleachers, lights, toilet facilities. The secondary, they can accommodate national football and cricket, and they have some amenities. And the minor fields now are the community-based fields where you have community activities taking place.
Finally, in the local segment, the 2nd annual Leatherball tournament continues as part of Peak Performance Academy's mandate to develop sports in Grenada. With 3 weeks left before its conclusion, the tournament features 8 teams from across the country. Director at the Academy, Keishon Mitchell, told GIS the tournament started last year with 6 teams, including a team from the sister isle of Carriacou. He highlighted how the matches are played.
The team comes from different parts of Grenada. We try to have it more community-based. So we have, this year, for example, we have the introduction of Red Mud. We have Munich also coming in this year. We have Westall coming in. And we have some of the academy teams and the Muslim cricket team. So it's a mix of everything. We have 1 game at 6:30 on Friday. We have 2 games on Saturday. One starts at 2, one at 6:30. And then Sunday we have a twilight game, which is from 4 o'clock into the evening.
According to Mitchell, the overarching goal is to develop cricket in Grenada so that the country can compete at different levels.
The main thing is cricket. We're trying to develop cricket in Grenada, from a private entity part. We're really looking at the academies, the younger kids, but we use the competition as a means to bridge between the older and the younger generation. We tried introducing some new things into cricket, like we are scoring, like for example, with an app. We have commentary, we have live commentary, we bring some of the matches live also. So the crowd have been taken into it a little bit more and more. Hopefully we getting more people from around the community to be a part and make this grow to be even a bigger thing.
This is the GIS News. We'll take a look at what's happening in the region when we come back.
Country Cold, premier sponsor, in collaboration with Power of Worship Radio 92.5 FM, present A Night of Worship. A Night of Worship with 7-time Grammy Award-winning Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. Friday, June 12th at the Grenada National Cricket Stadium. Gates open at 5 p.m. Worship starts at 6. Free admission. Experience powerful songs like Fill My Cup. Spirits fall down. And you keep on blessing me. Bring your family. This is more than a concert. It's an encounter with God. Special thanks to our generous sponsors, Modern Photo Studio, Terry's Yacht Services, and Sammy's Ready Mix. A Night of Worship with Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. Friday, June 12th. This event hosted by the Ministry of Mental Health, Wellness, and Religious Affairs.
Climate change doesn't adhere to a specific time frame. It fuels multiple hazard events, from hurricanes and flooding to heat waves and landslides. These events may occur back-to-back or simultaneously, creating compounded risks for our communities. Preparedness must go beyond one season or one threat. Preparedness must be year-round and multi-hazard focused. Preparedness is resilience. Preparedness begins with you.
A message from the National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA.
Welcome back. The government of the Commonwealth of Dominica, with the support of the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, launched a US $26 million investment in climate resilience on Wednesday, set to transform vulnerable communities across the island nation. The Dominica Community Resilience Enhancement Project, DOMCREP, initiative with funding from the Green Climate Fund represents a major investment in the country's vision of becoming the world's first climate resilient nation. Through DOMCREP, Dominicans will enhance food security, strengthen disaster management infrastructure, expand early warning systems, and build community capacity to adapt to the growing impacts of climate change. The initiative targets 8 vulnerable communities that have experienced significant impacts from hurricanes, flooding, and other climate-related hazards. Prime Minister of Dominica, the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, underscored the project's direct benefit to communities, saying more than 50% of the $70 million will go towards agriculture, agro-processing, and ensuring that women in particular are highlighted in their access to the opportunities. The Caribbean Development Bank convened its 56th annual meeting of the Board of Governors this week in the Bahamas under the theme Forging the Caribbean's Future, Strategic Solutions for Uncertain Times. Speaking before heads of government, regional and international finance ministers, development partners, civil society leaders, and youth representatives, CDB President Daniel Best delivered a landmark address that underscored a pivotal moment for both the region and the institution, addressing a world marked by geopolitical fragmentation, climate volatility, technological disruption, and shrinking development finance. Best declared that uncertainty must be met not with retreat, but with bold institutional action. He said, and I quote, "The Caribbean has never waited for history to happen to it. We have always been at our best when we have dared to shape history ourselves," unquote. That's a look at news for today, Friday, June 5th, a recap of the top stories. Grenada outlines ambitious tourism agenda at recent Caribbean Tourism Week in New York, and CAIPO hosts seminar on the Madrid Protocol to strengthen trademark protection in Grenada. On behalf of the news and production team, I'm Rakisha St. Louis, thanking you for joining us.